What's up in the loop? It's Hyde, starting these fun spot updates as I always do. Out here in the parking lot, it's mid-June. It's like 90 degrees. It's hot out here. But what's interesting is normally I start these, and this has been the laydown area where they've had all the tracks and supports and all that good stuff. And now this has turned into a full-on construction site itself. Not quite sure what's going on here. I mean, the original plans for Fun Spots expansion did call for a hotel and called for a lot of other stuff. This looks like maybe a paved parking lot of sorts. I don't see footers going in, just a lot of leveling. Looks like they might be installing like a drain or something, but all you internet sleuths out there, time to start digging, figure out what's going on at Fun Spot. I mean, that's quite a big area. I would say maybe 50 yards by 50 yards. But anyways, time to head on in, check out the construction of ArieForce 1. They also just opened a brand new Tilt-A-Whirl. They announced a couple rides have closed. So I think this will actually be a pretty good update. Let's head in and see what's going on. If you've been watching my construction update videos, you know I've been a vocal fan of them putting a little bit more work into the park, besides just the ride, but trying to clean up the park a little bit. And Tilt-A-Whirl, brand new, opened this week. Gotta walk past this kind of creepy tiki guy here. You know, in traditional Fun Spot style, it is just a fair ride, just parked. It's literally parked in the old parking lot here. You can see the parking spots here. So this is where it's like, hey, it works for them. You know, I can't criticize them too much. The parking lot's full. The park seems to be doing very well. So hey, if it works and they can make money, great. Just, you know, be nice they landscaped it, not just permanent carnival ride. They but to that point, they do have water stations throughout the park. Nice little touch. It is 90 degrees here today. It's been warmer all week. And they added these shade structures, so that's a win. So, you know, just want to point out some of the positives there, and which is also nice too to see, because giant RMC, not the cheapest thing. So for them to do the unsexy spend of shade structures and then also add the Tilt-A-Whirl, and they said some other new rides are coming because they're taking some out for construction. That's a win for them to not just put all their money in that big new thing there. Let's take a look and wander over there. So a lot of work has happened in the about a month time since I've been here before, and a majority of that was all this demolition over here. I mean, you still had the entrance to the batting cage, you had the miniature golf course, and about 2 weeks ago they closed all that up, and they've been hard at work. I mean, some of the hardest, I think, thing with building this coaster would just be pouring some of the footers. The rest of it was just being basically a giant erector set with how it has the steel structure. So I would think once they get these footers poured here, things could progress quite nicely. It's really hard to put a timeline on this ride for that reason. Some of it's gone up super, super fast because it is that erector set of, you know, basically just a bunch of pieces of steel they can just put together. Not everything's like super custom parts. So I could see a lot of it going up really fast, but at the same time, here, let's look at the car. At the same time, they seem to be moving in waves. They'll go a couple weeks without much going on, and then a couple weeks with a lot going on. But they have gotten the stall in place, and the colors look really sharp. So this time the Ferris wheel is actually open. I think it's running. I see people on it. Let's go jump on there and get an aerial view. And here we go up. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, that was all miniature golf courses. So they came in and got rid of those miniature golf courses in a hurry. You can see they're doing some work on that first inversion. There is a crane back on site. It doesn't look like it's probably tall enough to build a whole first inversion. It's kind of the strange piece. I was surprised they didn't build that first inversion when they were building the lift hill. You get a great view of everything from on this Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel is just set up in the parking lot here, so I don't know if it'll stick around once the ride opens, because this will be the station and entrance there. So we got a nice view of this beam gets out of my way. Yeah, look at that stall and diving out of that. That's gonna be a nice head chopper. It looks like the stall it's like elongated. You don't just come straight out of it. It looks like there's like a little bit of a dive down, steel engine style. See a lot of the track on site. So again, I think this is a case where a lot of it could start happening fast. But then again, they do go kind of weeks at a time sometimes without much progress. So it'll be interesting to see. You can see where it will curve right along here. For the big overbanked turn. Come out of the stall, up on the overbanked turn, and then head down the path. A look at the footers from above, and one thing I did notice, one area you can't really get any construction photos of because it's on the other side of that arcade building, unless the Ferris wheels are running, or the park. The park's doing a great job posting drone videos and photos on their Facebook page, so check that out. But it definitely looks like we have construction on the other side going on there, Helix, which is going to be pretty cool. You don't usually see that on RMC, but it looks like it's coming together over there. I see track, I see a crane. It's about all I can see. Worth also pointing out, showing another view of the construction area. That's where all the track was sitting. Now it's all graded out. My guess, just by the way they have it graded, some documents show that they wanted to add more parking eventually. My guess is that's just going to be more parking. It was grass parking. Maybe we'll see pavement parking. But so we can get one last look here as we near the top. You can see right there is where it's going to jump over the building. The car that one day will be just 20 feet over here. It does all say coming soon. No reference to an exact date. Probably smart given the world we live in and construction timelines and all that nonsense. Just one more kind of view as we look over. It's kind of crazy. You know, we saw in the video I just showed you, the clip, that there's a lot of construction going on the other side of that building. You know, track is almost to the top where it's about to, you know, next couple pieces would bump it over. But you can't see any of that here. It's going to kind of completely disappear on the backside of that building, which is going to be pretty cool. I always like when there's parts of a coaster you can't see. It definitely looks like they're trying to save the batting cages. What's weird about these footers is they're just giant concrete pads, no like rebar sticking out for stuff to attach to. That might just be the nature of the coaster and being like the erector set kind of. Obviously they're made with rebar, but not usually you see like, you know, footer pieces sticking out where the supports attach into. But I don't see that here, but it's a little bit different construction. And then, but see, you do see it over here. Maybe that's because it's going to be stronger supports to kind of make an arc going over the building. But lots of progress. Part of the reason why I can see the area down there being more parking is it's 6 o'clock on a Sunday. Granted, it's summer. I guess kids don't have school tomorrow. Park's still pretty full. These first few rows here are all of them are pretty full. So I can only imagine after you add a few more rides and add a giant new coaster, this whole area is going to fill up quite fast. You're going to need more employees too. So probably parking down there, but still. It's always good to see them just invest more money. It means, you know, they're building a parking lot doubling the size of this. It means they want to double their attendance and probably add more stuff over time. So let's look at this area. One last look here as I leave the park. It's looking really great. The more I see, the more hyped I get. You know, I think it's very possible that it could be the best coaster in Georgia. Right now, for me, that's definitely a Goliath right up the road, but definitely could give that a run for its money. I think it might edge out Twisted Cyclone. Especially that right there. That looks pretty sweet. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll keep you updated every couple of weeks of the construction here. Hopefully opening later this year. Fun Spot America.